they have the right to kill the American president as well. So that's
of course they do. They're trying to defend their interests.
No, they have the right to do it, like he said. America has the right to kill that guy.
Right, yeah. I mean, the question though is because, of course, the power imbalance. Iran acts indirectly, whereas we can act directly.
I mean, they have the right to fucking try, dude.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm allowing Slicker to come in here is because he actually has a little bit of understanding and perspective because you've been to Iraq.
No, I just want to say something because, like, Canute said, I love America because of what they do. Man, listen to this. You know why America's not attacking your countries? Because you have no oil. All right, peace. I have to go.
Okay.
His country does have oil.
Wait, Norway has one of the most preferential agreements. Hold on, that was so stupid. Norway has one of the most preferential agreements of the European Union just because that country is so fucking.
Hey, I don't think he meant Norway.
It's just we as America can't convince people that Norway is evil, so we can't go to war and take all their oil like we could with like Iraq. Okay, that's the only real fucking difference.
If Norway was really funny, Norway's literally one of the largest exporters of oil in the world. Like,
if they were suffering,
that's not true. We have per capita, yes, but we're small compared to all the Arabic countries. Really,
wait, that's why we went to war with Arabia, not Norway.
Wait, but hold on, but
the oil? That's it? That's the only difference?
Yeah, if you compare the, like, we have a lot of oil compared to how many people we are. We're exporting per capita
I mean, by that logic, why haven't we just conquered Canada yet? They've got a lot of oil and resources. We just make these decisions based on cash differences. It's not like anybody, I guess, could stop us, right?
But we can work with Canada. People
can
far more factors than just oil.
Well, real quick, just because people are disagreeing. In 2011, Norway was the 8th largest crude oil exporter.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking up too. You were the largest oil exporter in the entire of Europe.
Well, let's talk about the Iran shooting down the passenger plane. What do you think should be done about that?
It was their fuck up. It was mainly their citizens. Like, I don't know. Like, it sucks. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Don't attack us, America. We don't have that much oil.
Yeah, out of the 176 that died, I think it was only 5 Canadians.
Well, but it was like 63 Canadians, I think.
There was a lot of
Canadians.
It would never have happened if Trump didn't.
No, it's not. That's so stupid.
Wait, they would have been.
If you get in my car and I'm giving you a ride home and you're like drunk or whatever, and you make noise in the backseat, and then I get a fucking crash and kill you, it's not like, oh, well, it was his fault because he was like making noise. Like, when you do things, you take on responsibility for those things. Like, maybe, you know, there was like heightened whatever in the Iran area. That doesn't mean that they can just carte blanche shoot down any plane they want.
No,
like, oh, well, we were nervous because of America.
But they wouldn't have made this action if it wasn't for the initial action by Trump.
And we wouldn't have made that action if Soleimani wasn't involved in orchestrating attacks against America all across the Middle East. Like, you can run that back all the way to like the Romans did something. Like, that's a really silly way to look at it. Iran shot down a passenger plane. That's 100% on them. They can't blame anybody else for that. That was their fuck up, 100%.
It wasn't even something that was flying like in their area that they mistook. It was flying out of Tehran.
Yeah, this thing was flying out of Tehran. People want to compare this to when America shot down that airliner in 1988 or whatever. At least that was flying over like a fucking sea, like the Strait of Hormuz or whatever, going over to Dubai. This was literally in Tehran. Like, if you look at a map of Iran, like Tehran is like pretty far into the country. Like, the north part, like there's no planes or whatever over there. Like, it's not like America was like scrambling jets, like fucking bombing the fuck out of the city. Like, that was a really bad fuck up on their part.
How did they even fuck it up? How'd they even make that mistake?
I don't know. It's really weird. It's really stupid.
They are using the Russian air defense system, and the Russian air defense system is the one that shot down the other passenger line over the Ukraine a few years ago. So they may just be using crummy Russian technology.
Maybe it was just the wrong person.
Shut up, Chernobyl, motherfucker!
No, listen, maybe it was just the wrong person in charge, and he wanted to like make this world topic.
I was gonna say, my question is,
why are you laughing?
This is just lack of knowing about the situation, but could it have been like an actual terrorist attack and then like they decided never mind and so they said it was an accident afterwards? Like they were planning on something and then they fucked it up? Like,
but it makes no sense.
Wait, the thing is that like in real life, like, so like in a video game you can just get a rocket launcher and shoot stuff, but in real life, like having the tech to like be shooting missiles at planes coming out of like airports requires like it's not just like a random terrorist. Like that's like a military installation. And there were also reports already that Iran was setting up those surface-to-air missiles around some of their airports because they were expecting a U.S. response after the attack that they did on the Baghdad.
Maybe the rocket was really aiming for America, and it just hit the plane on the way.
Yeah, and also you have to look at it. You have to look at it from an Iranian perspective as well. If this was a terrorist attack by somebody like ISIS, Iran would be hamming that up hardcore. Like, look, ISIS is attacking us. The Sunni extremists funded by Saudi Arabia, which is a U.S. ally. Like, they would 100% be hamming that kind of stuff.
There's a movement across Twitter right now where sex workers are selling nudes of themselves for X amount of dollars and donating the proceeds to Australian wildfires. Most notably, an Instagram model sold nudes and raised over $700,000 for the effort. In addition to that, I've seen companies getting on board with this. Most recently, across my Twitter feed, I saw a dildo company, a sex toy company, selling a dildo called the Down Under Dildo. And it's a new toy where 100% of the profits will be donated directly to relief.
The nudes are fucking awesome.
No harm done. Whatever works for charity, it's fine.
Why is that?
Yeah, they're using their resources for a better cause. It's
I'll just come to
something to admire, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think it's great. Why is this even a question?
I mean,
well, because
what if it was like the BDSM hardcore violent porn people, doing some kind of.
I said,
at least they're helping.
if there's no harm done,
I could not give a fuck less.
I'm inclined to agree, but it seemed like there was some discussion about porn as a potential social harm. And if you
that's
think
another discussion.
That is not.
That's so far fucking from this topic.
If it is a potential social harm, is not normalizing it through the process of charity a harm?
Wait, are you an incel?
No, look, I just argued that there's no harm with porn, but I
get it, dude. You hate pussy.
Wes, just a few moments ago, Wes, you were arguing that all porn is harmful. Now you're saying raising charity out of a harmful activity, no harm there. It's all good.
You're mad at it.
Any consistency there?
No, I just don't think porn's good, but you're just connecting charity to porn and
I'm saying, don't you think that it could be possible that engaging in normalization of a harmful activity by tying it to charity could itself be harmful? How would you feel about tying charity to like cigarettes or alcohol?
I get the suit now. That's all I'm gonna say, dude.
I would say cigarettes are fucking proved harmful, so no, we shouldn't sell cigarettes for charity.
Wait, Bastiat, if you look at people selling nudes for money to charity, and you think, oh, I'm not gonna support charity anymore now because
that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all.
As much fun as it is to watch like Bastiat get beat up, like he's 100% right. You're taking fucking Wes. Wait, Wes. Like you can't come on and say like, oh, porn is so bad, it rewires brain, blah blah blah. Oh, it's really great that people are selling pornographic pictures for charity.
You're right.
Didn't we say it was circumstantial?
I was hopefully that was kind of a.
Well, that's.
I think it's great. I think most people here probably think it's great, but it's kind of weird to be like, porn is this evil on society that's doing damage to people's brains. But it's really good that people sell nudes for charity. Like that's a really straight. That's selling smack for kids or whatever. Like it's really weird.
No, except it's nothing comparable to that. It's counterbalancing the bad with good. So at least it's doing some good. Yeah, the negative aspects are still there, but it's still adding good to it. I'd be okay. Hold on. I'd be okay with them advertising cigarette packs with fucking charity. Like every $1 per cigarette goes to charity. At least there's some good being added to the negative. You're not gonna get rid of the negative. That doesn't work. You can't get rid of porn. You can't get rid of the cigarettes.
You should be like a fucking mob boss. I don't mean that to be an insult, but like in New York, like this is how a lot of the mob function. Like they actually provided like essential city services sometimes because they figure if they're gonna do bad things, if people like the good things they do, it's like a way to entrench their support.
Add the two.
Raising money is obviously a great cause. It's a good thing. Do you think there's anything to be said for people or companies that may be doing this for the wrong reason to promote their business? Do you think that there's anything to be said about that?
If it helps, you know?
Yeah, who cares?
It's a win-win situation.
I'd much rather them spend money on advertisement that results in people getting help that need it than them just spending money on advertisement just because they want to make more money. Both are okay, but this is definitely like the lesser of the two.
Like imagine the horrible world if everybody walked outside and gave $100 to a homeless person so that they could take a picture and post it on Instagram. Like I don't think the homeless people would care.
So I think I think it can be a little cringe, and then because I'm like, okay, the sex workers were doing this thing, and I do feel like they're just piling on the hype. And I know some people are going to say, well, the outcome is going to be this to charity, but I'm just like, well, if you're getting a lot of shitty dildos out there, I don't know. I just think it's cringe.
Hold on. Only on Twitch will you ever, if the effect is saving lives, only on Twitch will you ever hear like people complaining about that.
Well,
I'm not saying.
Let me add some context here.
I don't think you need to add the cringe part to it.
I don't. Let me add some context here. I think I think what they're alluding to is the fact that I can't show this advertisement on Twitch because it's literally a dick.
Can I explain it?
I'm explaining it. So this ad, right? This ad that is showing is it's a sex toy, and it's being like there's like a let's just say like a green screen. The sex toy is like in the fire and the flames, and it's like there's a koala bear at the base of the penis dildo. And like, and the base of the penis is Australia. I can't show it.
Things can still be like good for a charity, but they could end up being cringe. Like you could have like a donation drive for like Parkinson's and like sell like vibrators that are like dudes shaking hands. Like it can be for a good cause, but still be really fucking cringe. Like those two things aren't exclusionary.
I don't think these are real used toys. They don't look good.
Anything can be a real used toy if you try hard enough. Wes.
That's true. That is true.
All right.
They have lightsaber dildos. Like what the fuck, man? It's so
That'd be awesome.
silly.
Do you think you could get like lightsaber dildos that like emit so many lumens that like the further in they go, you can still see them like shining through your stomach and shit? They've got to have something like that, right?
Vote keep that kick. Keep that kick. There was a clip, right, or a video. I think it was around 7 minutes long. I'll link it right here. It was on Twitter. It was tweeted by a news outlet called Now This, and a verified news outlet on Twitter. And the tweet says, "We're allowed to share this platform just like you are. Women Twitch streamers are reflecting on a decade of making waves despite harassment and misogyny." And a lot of the things they described in the video, according to Canute here in his tweet, maybe you want to elaborate, but that's what your tweet says.
I can say what I tweeted back. I said, sounds like they have the same experience on Twitch like everyone else. What's new?
Yeah. So
that's
what I said.
What were they talking about? The tweet, the video.
They said that they got harassment and bad comments from their chat.
Canute, do you seriously think that men get harassed at the same level as women do on this website?
At the same level, yes, but different things.
I don't know. You said you get harassed after the Raj show.
Yeah, but dude, you have to understand. I'm talking like, it's nothing. I go in chick chats and it blows my fucking mind how much sexualization and like shit talking and like just pure degradation goes on. Mine is like, you fat retard, like that kind of shit. That I'm like,
as I said, different things.
No, it's not. It's nowhere close to the same rate.
Yeah.
I say this for 20,000 people on a day, like every single week, and on any like 50 viewer streamer, there's 20 plus people in there just violently going after these women. Like it's fucking nuts, dude.
That's the dumbest thing I heard.
I swear to God,
it's not so much that like everybody gets harassed. It's that like as a man, you don't get harassed on the basis of being a man. Like you've never felt like you don't belong in a particular area just because you're a guy. But if you're a woman, like if you're in a game with somebody and you find out there's a guy on the other team, so
how many times, Destiny, do they write in your chat, "I want to fuck your asshole"? Like that's a normal comment they type every fucking day.
But the difference is that when people type it in men's chats, it's like
yes, they're
memeing. Women's chats, they're like stalking them on social media. They don't know if they're going to show up at a fucking event or not. They're like trying to find their information and dox them.
Yeah,
like,
it's demonstrably different. And I mean,
I'm just saying that like
used to think this was such an issue until I started Twitch. But I mean, you can see it anytime there's a panel.
Same. I used to be the incel idiot. I used to think, shut the fuck up, you're overplaying it. But after spending like 2 years of being a streamer, when you're just a viewer, you don't notice it. But once you're a streamer and you work with these people and you spend time in their chat, like objectively as someone trying to work with them, and you see the rate that this shit happens, it's a stark difference from what happens to men and what happens to women. And Destiny made a great point. It's meaningful harassment versus like, I'm gonna fuck your ass, gotcha base. You know
like, I'm never gonna be in a multiplayer game. If someone on the other team is like, oh my god, there's that guy on the other team. Like, what a loser. Like, they have to know something about me. But if I know there's a girl on the other team, she should be making a sandwich. She doesn't belong in online games. She's probably just here because she's an attention whore. She's probably playing DPS because she thinks she's trying to prove a point. Like, these aren't really things you say just because you know it's a guy. But if you know it's a girl, just on that point alone,
Twitch is very non-inclusive, man. We're shitty to women a lot of the time.
Just within this call, I showed up. I was one of the first people, right? And someone said, "Oh, Eva's here. Something about she, Squad W." Right? What's that a comment on?
Who said that?
My gender? I don't remember who said it, but it was before this whole thing. Before this, I showed up and I was like with a few people, and someone was like, "Oh, Eva's here. Something, something, something. Squad W." And I was like,
hold on, but in order for us to establish exactly what that meant, we'd have to know exactly what they said, right? I don't.
Yeah. That's
you really
fair,
need to know, dog.
That's what I catch, and I'm like, I don't even know this person. I don't recognize this voice. What are they commenting on? What are they commenting on about me? I don't know.
I think it is different. It is definitely different. Like Destiny said, like there aren't a lot of people out there focusing on the things that make men different. Like, oh well, you know, you have a higher suicide rate, or you're likelier to be in prison. Like those don't hit in cut in the very deep way that a lot of the insults people drive toward women do.
I just think we're shittier to women than we are to men. That's just all what it boils down to on Twitch.
Maybe
well,
also
that's because
women
being a
take
man.
it harder. Yeah,
No,
maybe
no,
women
no.
take
It's not
it
about
harder,
that.
and
It's
that's
that.
why
no.
guys get more like what's it called?
No one ever attacks you for being a male. It's not bad. It's considered like the positive. Like sometimes the way that we make fun of men is literally to compare them to women. Right? Like you're a pussy, you're a bitch, you're being emotional. Like usually like literally the way that you make fun of a guy is to compare him to a woman.
To a woman,
right? Yeah, so like I mean like it's just that like everybody gets harassment on Twitch. That's undeniable. But like if I go into a game and I cue my mic up, I'm not gonna get harassed because I'm a fucking guy. Like I don't even have to think about that. I don't feel like I don't
for being a midget.
Yeah, there you go. I don't ever have to feel like I don't belong in some place because like I sound like a guy. But it does happen if you're a woman, where like if you show up someplace just because you have a female voice, like people are gonna start harassing you. You know, like it's crazy. Yeah.
Or in some games, you actually get benefits from being a woman.
Not everybody wants those benefits, though. Like not everybody wants to play a game.
And the
yeah, I mean, we can sit and say, well, but there are a lot of people, believe it or not. Maybe you guys don't know because you guys have been streamers your whole lives and you don't even like fucking games. I don't know anybody, if anybody here actually played games outside of streaming. But for a lot of people, I know for me especially, sometimes it's nice to go on games anonymously and not have all this crazy special treatment. Like maybe you think like every single woman that goes online wants to fucking show her tits and get 50 million fucking items. Some people just want to make normal relationships with people in games, like have friends and go and raid and do shit without being treated like an extra special case because they're a woman. Yeah, there might be some people that take advantage of it, but even at that, I don't know if I blame them. You know, when I played Rust, I couldn't go on a single fucking server without 50 million people showing up to kill me. So at some point, I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna bring all my fans on and take advantage of it anyway, you know? If you're a woman and you're online and you get harassed every single fucking day for being a woman, well, fuck it. If you've got to deal with the negatives, yeah, fuck. Maybe you should abuse some whiteness to get some fucking free gear out of it, you know? I mean, I don't necessarily blame people for acting like it, but at the end of the day, like, damn, like, I think a lot of people just want to go online and be treated as equals and not have to worry about, like, just because they're a woman feeling they don't fit in some community. And as streamers, we should all want that. Like, you want more women online, like.
Yeah.
With those benefits also, like sometimes, especially if you're in person, right, learning magic, I have these guys lining up to give me cards and I'm like, this is expensive, I don't feel comfortable giving that. Is there some expectation here? Magic the Gathering, yeah, so cards. Okay. And it's just like, I don't know if there's some weird expectation here and that makes me uncomfortable. I just want to be treated like a normal person.
Okay, listen, I studied computer science and was in class with only boys, and I remember like I said I wanted to be treated like one of the guys, you know, I didn't want special treatment, and they did treat me like one of the guys and did like, you know, the bro bullying that they do, and I could not take it because I'm a woman and I start crying when people say mean things to me like that.
No, don't preach. Hold on. No, Candy, that's so stupid. No, not true. Hold on. The reason why you deal with that, it's not just because you're a woman. Maybe you just don't like bantering that way. There's a lot of guys that are like that too, that don't like the crazy over-the-top insulting. I have a really abrasive personality. There's a lot of girls I don't get along with. There's a lot of guys I don't get along with because of that. But you know, like some of the people that I banter with the hardest on this platform, like Lily Pichu, are girls, right? And there are girls that like that kind of, you know, back and forth. Maybe
she goes home and cries afterwards.
I have a very close relationship with her. I'm pretty sure she doesn't go home and cry afterwards. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you have to.
You're really bad at reading people and being friends with people. You have a really bad fucking.
I am really good at reading people. And based on the conversations we've had in here, I would
watched your YouTube videos.
Any of the incels.
I just watched your YouTube videos. You just realized that people actually take friendship to another level and actually defending their friend. You didn't understand that before now?
I didn't understand that people were sellouts, that people didn't have principles. Sure, I didn't understand that.
One at a
but
time.
Don't sit here and yeah, fuck.
You don't have to defend your friends when they're being pieces of shit. You're only responsible.
A lot of people expect that. Sure,
you're only responsible to defend like your fucking family, your married ones, or your kids, man. Anything past that, it is your responsibility to call your friends out when they're being pieces of shit.
Yeah, but not
anyone who
everybody feels
blindly white knights their friends, you're a fucking bitch, dude. Like,
you're not letting them grow.
Man.
It's like at the end of the day, I want more women to be on this platform, even if it's just to have more people to fuck. Like, if you want to have more people to joke around with, if you want to have more people to have relationships with, if you want to have literally it benefits It's for the horny people, they just want people to fuck. For the people that just like talking to girls or whatever, like literally for everybody, it benefits us to not treat women like shit. I don't know how that's so hard. Like we are in such a weird fucking world where guys that are like super incel red pilled are literally working against their own interests all the time. Like, why can't I find a girl to fuck me? And also, every girl that fucks more than 5 guys is a huge fucking slut. Like, we do this shit all the time. Like, why aren't there more women on Twitch? Ha! There's a fucking whore attention piece of shit.
But
Grabbing, blah, blah,
Destiny,
blah.
most people
like,
are nice to women even on this platform. It's just a percentage of idiots, and they will always
No,
Yes, it is a good point.
That's not a good point, okay? The problem is the percentage is significant enough that you have to worry about it on every interaction. Let's say, for instance, only 10% of people online are shitty towards you that are guys because you're a woman. That means every other game that you get in Overwatch
50% of your community hates me and tries to deplatform me every day. I don't care.
That's different,
you know
though.
what?
The reason
No,
my
that's not
community
different.
It's different because my community doesn't hate you because you're a guy. They hate you because you post fucking racist pictures and try to say there's no racism in Norway because you say dumb shit. That's why people in my community hate you sometimes. Because it's a racism thing, okay? One, okay?
Okay,
Yeah, they still harass. They still harass.
This is
But
really
wait,
wait. Oh my god. Hold on. This is so important to understand because a percentage of bad interactions can poison all interactions, right? When women complain about like, oh, if I go on Tinder, I'm really worried that a man is gonna rape or kill me. The chances of that happening are pretty fucking low. But if that chance is only 4%, what does that mean? 1 out of every, 25 interactions, a guy might fucking kill. That poisons every single interaction you have. And that's the same thing with online harassment as well. If you think that when you open your mic, somebody's gonna make fun of you for being a woman, even if that only happens every 3rd game, that still might be something that hangs on your mind every fucking time you're online.
Yeah,
Just go fucking shut up with a woman. It's so easy.
And it reduces the amount of people that even want to be involved because of that
of
change. Does it not weird when friends of yours jerk off to you?
I have friends who become more like fans because of that, and then it does become more of a fan relationship than a friend relationship.
That happens with Twitch as well. I have some people who I was friends with before Twitch, and now they're like fanboys.
You have an
When
OnlyFans?
Wes comes into my chat, he's just obsessed with me.
Destiny, can we talk about this for a second? People keep calling me an orbiter, and I hate it because I keep saying Destiny's taught me a lot, and I think he's fun to hang out with. But I just keep getting called a fucking orbiter. It's like if you enjoy hanging out with someone who has more viewers than you, you're a fucking orbiter, man. I don't want to be an orbiter.
Dude, wait, they don't call.
Well, at least
you're
I hang
not
around DGG all the
femme-leaning,
time.
'cause everyone tells you you're in his harem. Like, geez. I'm just like, I hate all of you.
Wait, you don't like them because they say that you're in his harem? What? Is that what they say?
Yeah, like, I talked to Destiny once, and I have people, are you in his harem yet? And I'm like,
What?
I'm not even a woman.
Yeah, I get that one sometimes too.
Oh, I take issue with the characterization that only women would be allowed in the harem.
I'm not even bisexual, but it pisses me off.
Wes is one of my most honored members.
Destiny is bisexual, but he won't fuck me. And I don't even want to get fucked by a guy, but I just want him to tell me he would.
I want to talk about the LSF thread that talked about Jenna sexually assaulting, quote unquote. That's what the title of the LSF. It went really high up on LSF. There was a clip associated with it. Has everybody seen the clip? I think we should watch it again just for reference. 1 second.
6 months in the friend zone. Tell me. One day I just got a crush on him. And then ended up kissing him randomly. And then he looked at me when I was trying to make out with him, and he said, "This is weird," and denied me. To which I then went on to roast him for 20 minutes straight about how I was gonna go to my live stream and tell everyone that I tried to kiss him, and he told me, "This is weird." He went on to kiss me, and I got my way.
So the clip that you just saw, they tied it into, is it then they called it admitting sexual assault on stream. Do you think it's even reasonable to call this sexual assault? She later explained, by the way, later down the line, she explained that and had the guy come on, and they explained that evidently it was more clear. Knut, I think you have a little bit more detail on this. That
I don't have that much detail, but I will say, I think she worded herself really bad in that clip compared to what actually happened. Of what I've heard, like when you just see that clip, it sounds like she's almost forcing the guy into something that he was not. But that wasn't the case.